Benin City, Edo State, South Nigeria, is home to one of Africa's leading public institutions of higher learning, the University of Benin. Following the strong need to bring higher education closer to the people with the creation of Midwest State in 1963, the University of Benin was established first as the Midwest Institute of Technology by the military administration of the then Colonel Samuel Ogbamudia on the 23rd of November 1970. It was accorded the status of a full-fledged university by the National Universities Commission on the 1st of July 1971, and the name changed to reflect the new status in April 1972. The University of Benin became a federal government-owned university on the 1st of April 1975.
When Benin State was created, Dr. Esther Ogbamudia was made the sole administrator by Omobare. When it was time to admit, because we broke up from the West, Ibadan, he sent 52 names. I remember the people and the number. If you even have record, you will see this letter, in the photo letter, typed by GNI Enobahai, the Commissioner for Education then. When they were coming on Ibadan, they only took 16. And they did assembly. You know, in your age, in your blood, in your position, you were very annoyed. GNI number can now say, you can even establish your own university. That there is a law that you don't need permission from federal government before you can establish a university. He read the portion of the law. He would have said, okay, University of Benin. Where can we now, problem now come, where are we going to put it? The teaching school, Nekenwa Road, for the teacher training college. He now said they should go there and close that school down to accommodate the university.
Decided to start from Marere College, teacher training college in Nekenwa, and we transferred the students to Sige College in another place. Then we employed contractors, between 60 to 80 contractors, to do various things. And we converted that place into a university campus as a temporary site. Then we employed some people, and not only that, we decided to go abroad. So I led a team again to United Kingdom to visit United Kingdom, sponsored by the British Council. So when we got to England, we were introduced to the members of the University for Higher Education in Britain. They helped us so much, and from there they decided to assist us. And the first rector was one Professor Green Phillips from Salford University in Manchester. So we had an expatriate as our first rector.
The vision of the founding fathers of a model institution of higher learning that is responsive to the creative and innovative abilities of the Nigerian people has in the last 51 years been driven by men and women of incredible commitment and the hierarchy of leadership. Till date, the University of Benin has been led by one rector and 10 vice-chancellors, 8 males and 2 females. They are Professor Glenn Phillips, 1970 to 1972, Professor Kenneth Hill, 1972 to 1973, Professor John Harris, 1973 to 1974. Professor Tijani Yusuf, first Indigenous Vice Chancellor 1974 to 1985. Professor Grace Alele Williams, the first female Vice Chancellor 1985 to 1992. Professor Andrew Onohorai, 1992 to 1999. Professor Awulimen Anao, 1999 to 2004. Professor Emmanuel Nwanze, 2004 to 2009. Professor Osayuki Oshodi, 2009 to 2014. Professor Faraday Orumese, 2014 to 2019. And Professor Lillian Imwetiyan Salami, the 10th substantive and second female Vice Chancellor who took over the reins of leadership in 2019 and has the uncommon opportunity to lead the university into its golden era and beyond.
I've been here for almost 30 years, and over those years I've had issues that have made me aspire to be a Vice Chancellor someday, so I can change those anomalies that I felt were existing in the university. Coupled with the fact that when I stepped out of the university briefly as a DG, that gave me administrative responsibility and experience. And so, having done that for almost 3.5 years, it was a 5-year tenure appointment, but because of my appointment here, I had to truncate that. But with those 3.5 years, it created so much exposure in terms of administrative responsibility, even when I was a dean before I left. So again, that gave me some motivation that I should be able to bring to bear some of those experiences that I have gained over the years, and to come back to my home now, and then I use some of those experiences.
The university began operations at the site of the old Teachers Training College on Ekawa Road in Benin City, under the pioneer Vice Chancellor, Professor Kenneth Hill, with a student population of 109. Although the university now operates fully in its present site at Ugbo, it still maintains the Ekawan satellite site as a campus of the university.
The first thing that hit me when I entered there was the cosmopolitan nature of the school. The student base, the lecturer base, highly cosmopolitan, international also. So that's when first my year one entering University of Benin, my year one, everybody from every part of the country was there in my class. 1985 sort of School of Medicine entrance. Everybody, the best students from all over Nigeria were in that class, and that impacted on all of us, because we were dealing with the best brains the country had to offer, and linking with them together in the same room, in the same class, we could only get better. Beyond that also, the lecturers, very lot of international lecturers, national figures, icons of the medical profession. We had lecturers from Greece, another Professor Fotiadis, who taught me physiology, elderly man. He was lecturer from Jamaica, from India, in physiology too.
University of Benin, my 4 years there was one of the best 4 years of my 50-something year life. So I remember the time I spent in Benin with very fond memories. I left Lagos as a 20-year-old young man wanting to see another part of Nigeria. Till today, Benin is still like second home. I have a lot of friends there. I don't need to tell people I'm coming to Benin. There are places where I can sleep if I don't have a hotel. A place of real fun, a home, because that was what our campus was to us. It was a sanctuary to us. It was a place we missed when we went on holiday, and we were enthused to be back.
We are the experimental students, hoping that, oh yes, things will come out fine. And indeed, the alumni body worldwide celebrated us. And Obomedia then organized a luncheon for us in his house. When we got there, we were made to introduce ourselves. It was wonderful. When I introduced myself, it was wonderful. Oh my God, the pressman, name it, he didn't allow me rest again.
On the 23rd of November 1970, that was when the school was opened. I came in fresh as a secondary school grad from 1969 as a teenager. So I was very excited and packing my things and going in there. It was one of the things that I almost went through the roof. I was very happy, and I had a scholarship to go in from the then Benin state government. So because my school certificate result was very good, and we were a few girls then in 1970 that were there. Many of the students were mature students.
I'm proud to be an alumnus of the University of Benin. It's a great university associated with the great name of Benin and in the great city of Benin. Whatever I am today, in terms of my profession, I sucked the milk of my alma mater, the university. I happen to be one of her trained lawyers. I'm the first set of law students in that university that left the university in 1984. We were the guinea pigs with which the experiment of law training was carried out in that university. And I'm so happy that we have not failed the university. The experiment with which we were the guinea pigs have turned out to be quite successful.
The university that started 51 years ago, small, with 108 students, today has grown to over 50,000 students. But having said that, our tradition as UniBest, our tradition as a university of excellence should continue by making sure that we do not destroy the foundation that has been laid.
Like the biblical story of the mustard seed of humble beginnings and the little acorn that grows into the mighty oak tree, the University of Benin is today ranked among the highest and the best in sub-Saharan Africa.
The University of Benin has a very, very high reputation. And that cannot be faulted because of the fact that it is situated in Benin, the capital of the old Benin Kingdom. So it's a name that is known by anybody as being Benin. Also, I've had a lot of interactions with universities and tertiary institutions, and there is no doubt that Benin is in the forefront of most of them. You can't count more than a few universities before you count Benin. So it has a very good name, and clearly in the south, there is no doubt that it is primus inter pares, and in Nigeria it's one of the top 5-6 universities. So as far as the view from outside is concerned, it's excellent. And when I was appointed pro-chancellor, a lot of people came and said, wow, that's a big one. And that suggests that some universities are bigger than others. And then coming in as the chairman of council, I've been able to get quickly first-hand views of a lot of things. First of all, in terms of students' population, it's probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, in the country. And the faculty is also very strong. An example is the fact that in the recently inaugurated Academy of Medicine, which is the creme de la creme of researchers and medical people in all fields, not just medical practitioners. University of Benin professors were plentiful there. And it wasn't done by federal character, it was just done by choosing who is best in which field.
We fall into the first generation universities really, and I think we have tried to maintain that position in terms of our academic programs that we have, in terms of the quality of staff that we have, in terms of the quality of students also that we graduate from the university. And I'm always so proud to say that we have produced over these years over 350,000 students who are now our strong alumni.
We are well endowed with high caliber, good quality academic staff. So in rating amongst other universities, I would say University of Benin would be highly rated because of the caliber of academic staff and what we have been able to achieve. Producing 350,000 graduates is no small feat. It's something that is good, and I would say University of Benin has done very well in the 50 years, or I would now say 51 years of its existence.
University of Benin is appointed by NUC to serve as a mentor to some of the upcoming and new universities in our geopolitical zones. We help to mentor some of the new universities that are coming up, where we send in our members from Senate to serve in their governing council, so that we're able to put them in the proper perspective, how to set up a university and how to run a university. Yes, we are working in synergy with other sister universities that are in the same league with us as a first generation university. That we are doing, and it's yielding positive results for this administration.
The university started on a very humble note, and in terms of infrastructure and academic content, we can say it has grown beyond leaps and bounds, because Ekema campus used to be the foundational location, and if you compare what Ubo campus looks like today with Ekema campus where it all began, you will see that Uniben has really expanded in terms of magnitude.
I left Uniben with a very clear idea of what development in any society should be. That is, it should begin and indeed empower the large people or the large mass of the people at the bottom of the society. So that's actually defined what eventually I got involved in.
Part of the strength of the university is its combination of the faculty and collegiate systems in the realization of its goals of teaching, learning, research, and community service. The faculties of agriculture, arts, education, engineering, environmental sciences, law, and life sciences. Others are social sciences, management sciences, pharmacy, physical sciences, and veterinary medicine, College of Medical Sciences, Institutes of Child Health, as well as public administration and extension services. These faculties, college, and institutes boast of faculty staff and non-teaching staff who, with one common objective, have over the years rendered dedicated service to uplift the University of Benin and pivot it to a pedestal of excellence. The university students have on their part exhibited focus and seriousness.
Uniben is among the first generation universities. Sometimes they say it's the last of the first, and it has remained one of the foremost in areas of teaching, research, service to the community. And in this part of Nigeria, which we call South-South,
is the first one and a leading university for that matter, and is providing leadership for other universities as well. Against this background, I also want to mention that the quality of leadership from the onset has been so impactful and very excellent right from the beginning of the university up to this point. As you will remark, UNIBEN happened to be the first university in Nigeria that produced a female vice chancellor, and since that time many other female vice chancellors have emerged, including the current vice chancellor of University of Benin, Professor Lilian Imotien Salami.
If you look back, yes, university has transformed from that institute to a very great university that is the most sought after university today in Africa. And of course, we have named university as UNIBEST and a very great university. So, for 50 years, a lot of professors have been produced, a lot of great personalities have been produced by this university. They have produced the likes of Governor Emmanuel Odwanga, the likes of His Excellency Fashola, and so many others. There's no field you want to talk about today without seeing a very prominent person from the University of Benin.
We are contributing our part to the development of the society, and we are from UNIBEN. That have been attested to in so many areas, in the field of medicine, in law, engineering. The graduates from the University of Benin, they are doing well all over the world. So, for us in the library, we are doing our best to make sure that we collaborate with the lecturers in the different faculties to be able to collect the necessary, relevant literature that can support the coursework. For example, we are going into a new trend now that every lecturer should give us 5 to 10 titles of core books that he or she will need to teach a course. And we'll make sure those books are available and they are accessible to both staff and students.
Outside the fact that we have not just grown as a school, we've grown as an intellectual society comprising of different faculties. At this time, to the best of my knowledge, we have faculties of law, one faculty of law, medicine, pharmacy. So we have faculties and specialized student bodies that have helped in the growth of our school. So far, it's a great opportunity to be here as a student. It's a great chance because I've had the opportunity to go outside the faculty and introduce myself as a UNIBEN student, and the respect and accolades I get by just merely introducing myself as that person is something great and something worthwhile.
Growing up, a lot of my aunties and uncles, my dad included, attended the University of Benin, and gaining admission into the University of Benin has been something that I've always wanted because of the reputation that comes with the University of Benin. I'm a student of the Faculty of Law, University of Benin. The fact that I'm a law student alone comes with its reputation, but the fact that I'm a University of Benin law student comes with extra pride. University of Benin has grown to the point where when people hear you talk about being a student of the University of Benin, there's this respect that comes with it immediately.
I'm from Malawi. I'm currently doing my master's program from O&G department. I'm doing reproductive health. My experience here has been very good. I've learned a lot, especially in my department. I'm now an expert in research. In my life in Malawi, I've never been in a school as big as this, and especially in O&G or in Seri, where they are specializing their programs like that. I've never been in an environment like that. So my experience here has been very good. I've learned a lot.
The quintessential ivory tower, the University of Benin undertakes programs at various levels for which students are admitted annually. There are advanced degrees of postgraduate, PhD, MPhil, master's and postgraduate diploma, graduate or first degrees, diploma and certificates.
The programs are very well approved by NUC, their standard. The graduates we produce are very high quality in various and diverse areas of endeavor, from theatre arts to power and the generation of power in engineering, to molecular biology, to material science and all that. So the postgraduate programs in this university are very strong. They compare favorably with any such programs anywhere in the world.
UNIBEN is a university of note. Education received at the University of Benin has made it possible for most of our products to excel, and because the education was well-rounded and well-grounded. And we pride ourselves that the motto of the university, which is knowledge for service, is taken out of the university into the larger society.
The school management exercises overall supervision and review of all approved programs in line with the recommendations of the National Universities Commission, NUC, and recognized professional bodies. It is interesting to note that all courses operated at the University of Benin are, by 2021, fully accredited, courtesy of a vibrant and purpose-driven 10 substantive Vice-Chancellor who has ensured that the best global practices are maintained in the university.
Areas that we know actually directly impact on the training of our students and also the comfort of our staff members. Bearing in mind that these are not normal times, especially with the COVID effect of COVID. So we actually zeroed on those areas where we actually feel that those are the impactful areas, in training our students and also, in the learning process of the students. And that is what we did. And so we concentrated in those areas, and that paid off. Of the 22 programs that were accredited, we had full accreditation for everyone. And indeed, we didn't score anything lower than about 80% in each of the programs. So we've done very well.
Blessed with an array of past and present Vice-Chancellors, the university has enjoyed monumental value in the areas of infrastructural development and pursuit of academic excellence for national advancement.
We women, when we get to a position, like to be thorough. And many women who go past that stage, you will find, are very thorough, economical, very desperately, pointedly, vigorous and directed. Well planning, because they have to do this to move up. I mean, you can't come back and say, Hossie, I love you, but go to the kitchen. And if you are not going to do that, you have to make provisions for it. And it just turns out that once you are in that line, you tend to do extremely well. And since the men have the common tie, we don't have that. We have to do extra work to be seen and to be voted in, even at the lower levels. And quite often, many of us are multi-taxing ourselves to be in such positions, and we come out and are noted.
Funding was a very serious constraint in our era. It was before the federal government stepped up the funding of universities. But in spite of this, I would like to say that my tenure experienced the cooperation of the entire university community, without which we could not have done much. In the period we served, we succeeded in streamlining and reorganizing the academic culture. This we caused to be documented what we call the academic code or the teacher's code, which set out the student-teacher relationship, and this governed most of the things we were able to achieve during that period. We got all lecturers in the university to receive some mandatory teacher training
course, which most of them didn't have. And this course ran throughout the entire faculties, and it was organized by the Faculty of Education.
I came in 2004, and I commissioned experts in pedagogy, experts in behavioral scientists. I'm a behavioral scientist, my friend. Experts in psychologists, social scientists, criminologists, experts on deviancy, and then experts on attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and the terrible twos. And these experts collectively worked for 2 weeks and gave me a research result, showing what was lacking, what required more focus in the administration of the university. In 2006, UPenn was adjudged the second best improved university in the entire Commonwealth universities by the Association of Commonwealth Universities, ACU. Directorate of Energy Commission, new Faculty of Pharmacy complex, started with me, both Faculty of Pharmacy and Faculty of Agriculture. New Senate complex where you meet now, I started it.
So I provided a lot of infrastructure. I also innovated a lot of the old facilities, apart from the new ones I did. Most of these buildings, majority of them were by through Agile. I also got a lot from Teflon. Many were sponsored by Teflon. So we had those structures there. Apart from infrastructure, not only for academics, for both academics and non-academic, also hostels were built for students' use. And then apart from this infrastructure, there were new programs that were not even in the South. I'll give you an example. Veterinary medicine, I established it in the University of Benin. Environmental sciences.
What will be my major impact? And those I strategize into 7 pillars. And those 7 pillars cut across staff welfare, students' welfare, funding, attracting funds to the university, looking at the academic structure, as well as building, bringing in some aesthetics and making the university to have a semblance of a citadel of learning, amongst others. Now the COVID came, that hasn't changed the pillars. What the COVID has done is we have had to now prioritize, such that we are now being realistic. Because see, when you give those strategies and those pillars that were put in place, they were done outside the office. So most times, when you then come to the office, the results may be influenced by other factors, extraneous factors, that will make you to reorient those strategies, which is what has happened in my own case. With COVID, I then discovered that maybe what should be on my top burner should actually attracting funds, which is what we have tried to do within the short time that this administration has been in place.
No wonder the University of Benin has become one of the most sought-after universities in sub-Saharan Africa. With the modest 109 admitted students at inception, the university now has the capacity to admit as many as 12,000 students per academic session and has been so recognized by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board on account of the requisite infrastructure, teaching and non-teaching manpower, as well as its robust academic courses and programs.
I can go on and on what UNIBEN has produced, some of the very best, not just in this country, across the world. Yes.
Now we also have the Directorate of Quality Assurance to ensure quality in the standard of teaching, research and learning in University of Benin. This has not been there, but this administration, on coming on board, established the now Directorate of Quality Assurance of the university, and they are helping to standardize academic activities across the length and breadth of the University of Benin.
We've established, I can tell you, a state-of-the-art laboratory, which is high performing, with equipment that were never known in the part of the university. And recently we have a high performing equipment invested by CD Lab, for which we are looking for space. We are grateful that the World Bank has actually agreed that we can expand our laboratory space. So in future, this laboratory will be one of the best without discipline in the West African region. I can assure you that.
The university's academic progress is aided by a serene environment which makes teaching and learning conducive, as well as aesthetically appealing to all who have one business or another to transact in the institution.
The university environment itself is very conducive to learning because it's serene, very serene, it's spacious. Once you get in, you know you are in a different environment, which is very, very important. And then I've interacted with the staff also, both the non-academic and the academic staff. And everybody is dedicated and everybody wants to move the place forward. So in terms of our own input, it's not going to be difficult to move it to the next level because the foundation is fantastic.
The first days here were kind of difficult for me because like all the environmental is so different from home. So it takes me 1-2 weeks for like adapting myself in Nigeria, in the school and everything. But now it's like I get the vibes and I feel always really welcome. The people are super nice with me, and we've been to a mangrove forest. We have eaten so much like of the food, Nigerian food, it's so different as well from home.
As a public research institution of note, the University of Benin has successfully undertaken researches in various spheres of human challenges. These include reproductive health issues, energy, food security, and sustainable development. It is in acknowledgement of the university's high-quality performances in these areas and more that it has been designated a Center of Excellence in Reproductive Health Innovation by the World Bank, Center of Excellence in Geosciences and Petroleum Engineering, powered by Shell Petroleum Development Company, Center of Excellence in Aquaculture and Food Security by the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, among others. These centers of excellence are involved in initiatives that have helped to focus and redirect the technological drive of the institution towards the set goals and objectives.
The University of Benin was one of the foremost universities to establish ICT CRP units in the university system. In fact, we have mentored so many universities in terms of ICT CRP. Almost all our activities are online. For example, the payment of school fees is online. The clearing of students that used to be done physically because of COVID-19, where the number of persons to be gathered in one place is restricted. We moved the clearance of our new students online. We have been able to move some of our teaching to online. We have an e-learning platform which is on our website, and we use the module software in doing this online teaching and learning.
I've grown in leaps and bounds in terms of capacity building, in terms of research, in terms of infrastructure. In fact, it has come to the stage where it can be compared with many of the leading universities, not only in sub-Saharan Africa, in fact in the world at large. So we're extremely very proud, we're extremely very happy that the university has achieved so much in the last 50 years.
The Center of Excellence in Reproductive Health Innovation SERI was established in 2014 under the African Centers of Excellence, ACE Project 1, with the goal of building capacity within West Africa's tertiary educational system for implementing high-quality policies and programs to reduce the sub-region's high burden of infertility, unsafe abortions, maternal mortality and morbidity, as well as the HIV/AIDS pandemic. Under the World Bank-sponsored project, students are trained by technical experts and policymakers in short-term courses, masters and PhDs in relevant disciplines to address the identified challenges.
The objectives are fourfold, just to put them very simply. First, for us to mount short courses for in-service providers and policymakers in all aspects related to reproductive health. Secondly, to run master's degree courses in reproductive health, nursing, public health, and health economics.
The Center of Excellence in Geosciences and Petroleum Engineering, sponsored by Shell Petroleum Company, is an interventionist initiative to promote academia-industry synergy. Domiciled in the Boer campus of the university, the center serves as a melting pot of research and development for the petroleum, oil and gas industry in Nigeria. The vision is to train industry-ready and skilled professional manpower at the postgraduate level in geosciences and petroleum engineering.
So the aim of the center is to train skilled graduates, train them such that by the time they graduate, they would have gotten the requisite skills and experience to take up technical positions in the oil and gas industry. And since inception, we have graduated 87 students, and out of these 87 students, 51% of them are currently in the oil and gas industries on technical positions.
And this year, 2021, the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, selected and awarded 1 billion naira grant each to 12 centers in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. It was not a surprise that the University of Benin, renowned for its avant-gardist tendencies, was chosen in the South-South zone as a center of excellence in aquaculture and food technology.
The objectives of this center, based in the University of Benin, are 1. To provide modern facilities for the training of manpower in the area of aquaculture and food technology. And secondly, provide cutting-edge facilities for research in aquaculture and food processing technology. Thirdly, to ensure food security through sustainable supply of high-quality fish and produce for consumption.
Another major area of research excellence is the National Center for Energy and Environment, an agency of the Energy Commission of Nigeria established in 2009. The Energy Center is charged with the responsibility of organizing and conducting research and development programs in bioenergy and environment. Still in pursuance of its mandate of innovative research and teaching, the University of Benin has been a force to reckon with in cutting-edge technological advancement. One of the breakthroughs recorded so far is the development of software for the conduct of computer-based tests or examinations that has been deployed for its internal examinations and adopted by the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, JAM, for its university entrance examination.
We develop a software for CBT, even for JAM.
Also, the University of Benin has pioneered the Triple Helix program for equal innovation and academia, as well as industry synergy, the first by any Nigerian university in collaboration with the Lancaster University, England. The University of Benin has also witnessed phenomenal improvements of its information technology platforms to meet the 21st century cutting-edge technology, and resulting in increased visibility and rating.
After all the gurus in IT started out from that same level. We also have that on, reproductive health. Again, we've done exceptionally well in collaboration with other centers, the teaching hospital. This project is being driven by Professor Okonofa, who is a guru in that area. And we are doing and touching not only Nigeria, but beyond the shores of Nigeria, because we have students, international students, so we're doing exceptionally well. So these centers actually, they are placing us, the university, on global, visibility.
Apart from breakthroughs in science and technology, the University of Benin has deployed the rich cultural background of Benin City, its location, to develop its manpower training in creative arts and culture. Its Department of Fine and Applied Art, located at the Akawon campus of the institution, continues to provide top-notch training and academic research in famous ancient Benin bronze and ivory works, wood carvings, and has elevated the creative community with its other diverse creations and proficiency.
The arts and culture of Benin is being constantly projected and promoted by the Department of Fine and Applied Arts. If you go to the department, you will see a lot of sculptural works that tell stories about the kingdom. For instance, there's a piece of work when you are coming into the campus, you'll see the Obaisige on his horse, escorted by his leopard. That is one of the works that tells the stories about the kingdom.
In recognition of the important place of research in technological advancement and sustainable development goals, the University of Benin has prioritized capacity building by training and retraining its manpower resource locally and internationally to undertake studies with global impact. The university has also, in the past 51 years, invested heavily in books and other academic as well as research materials. These have provided the needed incentives for staff and students to blossom and engage in relevant research ventures for social development.
Today, the University Library, the John Harris Library, is well positioned as ever before to provide knowledge, information through the internet for both the staff and students of these universities.
The university has vigorously and continuously pursued researches into contemporary issues and has recorded breakthroughs. For example, in responding to the global challenge of the novel COVID-19, the university's researchers produced a clinically tested ventilator and hands-free 3-in-1 hand wash machines. Still in response to COVID-19 non-pharmaceutical protocols, high-quality hand sanitizers and liquid hand wash were produced for the Nigerian market by the institution's academic staff union, ASU, and other faculties and departments including pharmacy, education, and chemistry. Basking in the solid background laid by the past administrations of the university, the current management, headed by an experienced and distinguished scholar as well as astute administrator, is poised to take the institution to a pedestal of international competitiveness. In the last 21 months, the Salami administration has enhanced greatly the entire landscape of the university. The beautification of the university, which tells any visitor to the university the success story, is complemented by massive infrastructure development.
One of the very strong points beyond our mandate to teach, learn, and then of course community development, that this management, when we came on board, our focus has been looking at the welfare of our students and our staff, because we believe that if the environment is conducive, that the learning and teaching process will be seamless, and that is what we have done. For our students, we've tried to make life very comfortable for them in terms of their accommodation, hostel space. We've also tried to look at lecture theatres. We've tried to renovate a lot of the lecture theatres so that our students can actually learn under conducive environment, enhancing them. We've also touched the lives of our staff members. We are encouraging them to do the trainings, to attend conferences, to attend workshops, so that they are constantly building on their areas of specialization.
Every month is planning. Annually we have estimates, we have budgets, and we are following the budget strictly, thanks to the new Vice Chancellor. He believes in the Procurement Act, she believes in the Financial Responsibility Act of 2007. And so we are making progress, and you can also see for yourself that the school is turning a new look. From the gate, you will see that, yes, this is a university.
This administration has, I would say, has done a lot in the area of staff training, in spite of the paucity of funds.
In the last few months, the following projects have been birthed, some completed and others ongoing. They are construction of a 28-office professorial building, construction of a 28-room self-contained hostel building for international students, construction of the urology building, the food science and human nutrition building, agriculture complex, all sponsored by TED Fund, and the resumption of work on the hitherto abandoned federal government capital project of the medical sciences complex, facelift of the faculty buildings of arts, social sciences, management sciences, law, education, and pharmacy. Renovation of blocks of flats for staff accommodation. Also commenced is a Shell-sponsored legacy building for Center of Excellence in Geosciences. Comprehensive renovation of all hostels on campus by the Edo State government. The administration has also undertaken extensive kitting of lecture theatres in the faculties of law, agriculture, and education. The relocation and development of a modern bus terminal is also part of the dedicated work to ensure sanity on campus. These projects have been made possible by the support of the federal government directly and through its agency, the TED Fund. The magnanimity of the Edo State government under Governor Godwin Obaseki, the university's alumni who have continued to demonstrate unwavering and uncommon commitment to the alma mater, and the prudent management of internally generated revenue by the administration.
I think the first thing is that we have tried to block all leakages that we have identified or that are identifiable. We have also tried to leverage on, the goodwill of our, our alumni, and then of course in that same wise, the government of Edo State, His Excellency Governor Obaseki, he's always there when we call on him. So the federal government, TED Fund, is doing exceptionally well. When you go around the campus, we have over 8 buildings for different programs that are springing up simultaneously, and all of that is coming from TED Fund. So we have enjoyed the goodwill of God on us. God is smiling on us, obviously, and then of course the federal government, using TED Fund. So we've been very blessed, and that is why we are doing all of this.
The funding of the university in Nigeria is inadequate. I served as a member of the governing council of the university between 2006 to 2010. So I was able to understand the problems of running a university, especially the University of Benin.
With requisite infrastructure in place, priority is also accorded staff and students' welfare. No wonder, since the inception of this administration, staff entitlements are paid promptly, training accorded its pride of place, while students' comfort has been placed in the front burner, with the provision of amenities such as constant electricities and water, clean and livable hostels, as well as equipped classrooms, all in a beautifully cultivated environment.
The relationship between staff and students in the university is very cordial. Every staff knows that we are here because of the students. The reason why we are here is the students. So student welfare, student matter is handled promptly. So students is given the pride of place in the university. And the students themselves, they also know that, look, the staff are putting in their best for the overall development of the students.
The experience here has been nice, and I love this new environment that they have actually created for us. The view from coming in from main gate has been really nice.
Actually serene, it's calm, beautiful. It's a nice environment actually.
Before you see this area full of vehicle buses that are obstructing traffic here. But now they don't pass this side again, they pass the other side, and the environment is getting beautiful.
The university has won numerous awards and recognitions. The icing on the university's cake is the award of a 1 billion naira tertiary education grant by the Abdul Samad Rabiu Africa Initiative, otherwise known as the BOA Group. The grant is to be utilized for the construction and equipping of a state-of-the-art information communication technology ICT center and a befitting students' affairs edifice. What is it about colors? The University of Benin academic attainments, propelled by 21st century technological research infrastructure, aesthetically appealing and conducive learning environment, have no doubt been further boosted in the last 51 years by its purple, gold and green colors, symbolic of strength, vitality, excellence and fecundity.
It's a very proud university, and it's so proud you can tell it from the colors adopted by the university. It's purple, gold and yellow. Purple, you can Google it, symbolizes strength, transformation. By implication, UNIBEN strengthens you and transforms you from that very young adult into a more matured and responsible adult by the time you are graduating. Gold symbolizes success, wealth. UNIBEN puts you on the path to success and of course wealth and a good name. The last is yellow. By any standard, if you Google it, you check it, yellow means optimism. UNIBEN makes you and imbibes in you the ability to always be optimistic without being afraid of any challenges.
As these are reflected in the high quality of its graduates, over 350,000 of them so far, products of the institution are today captains of industry and high-flying professionals who have continued to add value to the manpower development needs of Nigeria and beyond the country's shores. They are in the oil and gas industry, banks, academia, high echelons of governance, and more.
And what has always propelled me to support UNIBEN? It's simple. I am what I am today, as are many of us across the world, because, like I said, and I will always say, we were made in UNIBEN. We were created, forged, and prepared for the world by UNIBEN.
As I say UNIBEN then and now, I would say what stands out the most is the fact that the current Vice Chancellor is female. And we give up now to all our female. I'm not saying the guys are not trying, you're trying, but I just have to celebrate the female Vice Chancellor because she's after Professor Grace Alele Williams, I think she's the only one that has come through.
In 51 years, the alumni have literally and proudly worn the institution's robe of excellent scholars. Majority have risen to the pinnacle of their chosen careers. This is a testament to 51 years of toil, 51 years of efficient and effective educational service delivery, and the fulfillment of the dreams, aspirations, hopes, vision, and mission as envisaged by the founding fathers of the university.
It's an opportunity to give a thunderous applause to the University of Benin for this Golden Jubilee, to the management of the school, its academic and non-academic staff, and to the Golden Jubilee set, the students, and most importantly to the fathers and the founders and the visionaries who created the school.
Graduates of the University of Benin, equipped by their training in learning and character to be self-sufficient and enterprising, and not only marketable worldwide. They are themselves employers of labor who have deployed their talents and resources to the sustenance of their alma mater.
Globally now, graduates are being produced not just in terms of knowledge, but for productivity. And that is what drives the economy of any nation. And so University of Benin is doing just that. Now we are beginning to interface with industries. We're beginning to interface with those who actually would use the output of these students we are creating, and also empowering our students so that they are no longer searching for white-collar jobs, but are able to now be employers. They themselves are now employers of other workers. And we have seen that happen in so many of our students who have gone into solo businesses. So we're beginning to find that our graduates are becoming more and more relevant to the productivity that we need, our creative productivity that we need to allow this country to grow.
The University of Benin recognizes and performs its corporate social responsibilities to its host communities and has continued to live in peace with the communities and to make progressive impact. These communities have benefited economically also by providing alternate rented accommodation to some of the teeming student population.
This is what makes me happy, that this madam really tried. Immediately we went to her, spoke to her, then it go direct to the governor. Not up to about a week interval there, they bring equipment. The tying of the road was started.
The university is growing good. At 50, the students that graduated in this school year, many of them have excelled.
The university has of paramount importance to the community, just as the community is also of paramount importance to the universities. It's pari passu, and we must also ensure that we have to work as a team.
Winning laurels and spoils has been a major feat of the University of Benin. In the last 51 years, Team UNIBEN has shone at the National Universities Games, NOGA, West Africa Universities Games, WAU Sports Festival.
There's a league, football league going on, which is known as Higher Institution Football League. The last 2 years, UNIBEN came at third throughout the federation, and this year's league that is going on, that is 2021 league that is going on. At the preliminary stage, which is a round of 32 universities, UNIBEN came top with 11 points throughout the federation. On top of that, University of Benin has the best cricket team in the whole of Nigerian universities, and University of Benin even feeds the national team. University of Benin cricket team even feed the national team.
Importantly, the University of Benin was one of the 2 universities selected by Nigeria to participate in the Shell Company-sponsored Shell Eco Marathon in the Netherlands. Students of the university won the prestigious nomination of the most innovative race vehicle design. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, at the end, it is not the years in your life that count, it is the life in your years. The University of Benin, in 51 years and more to come, continues to breathe life into humanity's quest for quality all-round education that emphasizes groundbreaking researches, teaching and community service, and that is distinctly different from the run of the male tertiary education.
The dedication of the team there from Professor Salami and all her staff encourages me that it will continue to produce the very best type of human capital to assist Nigeria deal with its challenges.
Beyond one VC, the next 2-3 VCs, we need 3 of Salamis. 3 consistently, because it takes one VC, one bad VC to scatter everything.